Hey there. Have you ever found yourself wondering if the connection with your kids has started to feel a little distant as the years go by? Maybe life's gotten busy for them, or perhaps you're not sure how to bridge that gap now that you're over 60. It's something a lot of us feel at this stage, and it can leave you longing to feel that warmth and love from your family a little more often. The good news is, it doesn't take grand gestures or complicated plans to bring your kids closer and feel loved every day. There are simple, heartfelt ways to make that happen, and I'm excited to share them with you. In this video, we're going to walk through 6 easy, practical steps you can start using right away to strengthen that bond with your children. These are little things that don't require a lot of time or energy, but they can make a big difference in how connected you feel. It's all about your emotional well-being, feeling appreciated, loved, and part of their lives, no matter how busy the world gets. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's dive into the first couple of ideas that can bring a smile to your face and theirs. One of the simplest ways to start is by sharing a memory. Think about a moment from your younger days, maybe a funny story from when you were raising them, or something from your own childhood that they've never heard before. It doesn't have to be a long tale, just a little snippet that paints a picture. You could send it in a quick text, like, "Hey, I was just thinking about the time I tried to fix that old bike for you and ended up with grease all over my face. Remember how we laughed?" Or, if they're stopping by, bring it up casually over coffee. The beauty of this is that it sparks curiosity. They might ask you more about it, and suddenly you're swapping stories, laughing together, and feeling that connection grow. It's like opening a window into your world that invites them in, and it's so easy to do. Now, once you've got that conversation flowing, another way to pull them closer is by asking for their advice. I know, you've spent years being the one giving advice, right? But flipping that around can work wonders. It doesn't have to be anything big or serious, just a small, everyday thing. Maybe you're trying to decide what to cook for dinner and you call them up to say, "I'm torn between making spaghetti or that chicken soup we used to love. What do you think?" Or perhaps you've heard about some new app everyone's using and you text, "I keep seeing this thing called TikTok. Should I give it a try, or am I too old for it?" When you ask for their input, it's like handing them a little gift. They feel needed, valued, and included in your life. And honestly, it's a great way to keep the conversation going, because they might just chuckle and say, "Mom, you on TikTok? I've got to see this." Before you know it, you're chatting more often, and that closeness starts to feel natural again. Sometimes, though, it's not just about words, it's about doing something together. That's where cooking together comes in. This one's a real gem because it's so simple, yet creates memories that stick. Invite them over for something easy, like making a batch of cookies or stirring up a pot of soup. You don't need to be a master chef, just pick something you can handle and let it be a team effort. Picture this. You're in the kitchen, they're chopping an onion while you stir the pot, and maybe you're teasing each other about who's the better cook. It's relaxed, it's fun, and it gives you both something to look back on. Plus, there's nothing like sharing a warm meal you made together to make you feel loved and connected. If they live far away, you could even do it over a video call. Set up your phone, make the same recipe, and enjoy it together that way. It's a little moment that says, "You're important to me," without needing to say it out loud. So there you have it. 3 easy ways to start bringing your kids closer. Sharing a memory, asking for their advice, and cooking together. These aren't big, overwhelming changes. They're small steps that fit right into your day. And the best part, they don't just build that bond. They remind you how much love is still there, waiting to shine through. Now that we've got these ideas rolling, let's keep the momentum going and talk about a few more ways to keep that connection strong and steady. Stick with me because we're just getting warmed up. So, we've been talking about how little moments can bring your kids closer and fill your days with that warm, loved feeling. It's amazing how much a quick story, a simple question, or a shared meal can do, isn't it? But let's keep that energy going, because there's more you can do to keep that connection alive and thriving. Life moves fast for them, and sometimes for us too, But these next ideas are all about staying close in ways that feel natural and easy. One thing that's so simple yet powerful is sending a quick hello. You don't need a big reason to reach out. Just a little message or a short call every few days can work wonders. Maybe you're out for a walk and see something that reminds you of them, so you pull out your phone and text, "Hey, just passed a dog that looks exactly like that pup you used to drag around on a leash. Made me smile." Or pick up the phone and say, "Hi, just checking in. How's your week going?" It's light, it's breezy, and it doesn't demand a long conversation. But what it does is keep you on their radar. They'll start to feel your presence in their life, and you'll feel that steady thread of connection. It's like leaving the door open. Nothing forced, just a gentle way to say, "I'm here and I care." Over time, those little hellos add up, and you'll notice they might start reaching out to you more too. Now, while those quick check-ins keep the lines open, another way to really deepen that bond is by joining their world. Think about what they're into these days. Maybe they're hooked on a TV show, or they've got a hobby they're always talking about. You don't have to become an expert, but showing a bit of interest can bring you so much closer. Say they're raving about some new series. Why not give it a try? Watch an episode, then call them up and say, "Okay, I finally saw that show you keep going on about. What's with that cliffhanger?" Or if they're into something like gardening or puzzles, ask them to tell you more. "You've got all these plants now. How do you keep them alive? I can barely water mine." It's not about pretending to love everything they do. It's about stepping into their space for a moment. When they see you're curious about their world, it's like a bridge forms between you. Plus, you might just find something new you enjoy together, and that's a win for both of you. And speaking of spending time together, let's talk about planning a mini outing. This one's all about creating a little pocket of quality time without any pressure. It doesn't have to be a big production, just something small and relaxed, like a walk in the park or grabbing a coffee down the street. You could say, "Hey, I was thinking of stretching my legs at the park this weekend. Want to come along?" Or, "I've been craving a good cup of coffee. Let's go sit somewhere cozy for a bit." The key is keeping it simple. No fancy plans, no long drives, just a chance to be together. Maybe you chat about nothing much, or maybe you end up reminiscing about old times as you sip your drinks. It's those quiet, easy moments that stick with you and with them. It's a way to show you value their company, and trust me, they'll feel that love loud and clear. These steps, sending a quick hello, joining their world, and planning a mini outing, are like little threads that weave you back into each other's lives. They're not hard to do, but they carry so much heart. You'll start to feel that closeness grow, and that sense of being cherished every day will creep in more and more. We've got one more piece to this puzzle coming up, so let's keep the conversation flowing and wrap it all together with some final thoughts that'll leave you feeling inspired and ready to go. All right, we've been chatting about how to bring your kids closer with those little everyday touches. Sharing stories, asking their thoughts, cooking up a storm, sending quick hellos, and stepping into their world with curiosity. It's all building toward that warm, loved feeling that makes your days brighter, isn't it? And now as we round things out, let's tie it all together with one last idea and some encouragement to keep that connection glowing strong. So, we've talked about meeting them halfway with a mini outing, but let's take that a step further with planning something small and intentional. Picture this. You suggest a short walk in the park or a quick coffee run, just the two of you, or maybe the whole crew if they've got little ones of their own. It's not about making it a big event. It's about carving out a moment that's just yours. You might say, "I've been wanting to check out that little cafe down the road. How about we pop in this weekend?" Or, "The weather's looking nice. Let's take a stroll by the lake, nothing fancy." Keep it light and easy, something that fits into their schedule without feeling like a chore. When you're there, maybe you're laughing about how you can't keep up with the grandkids, or just soaking in the quiet of being together. Those moments don't need a lot of fanfare. They're special because they're simple. You'll feel that love settle in, and they'll carry that memory with them too. Now, as you start trying these ideas, sharing a memory, asking for advice, cooking side by side, dropping a quick hello, dipping into their interests, or planning that little outing, you'll notice something beautiful. It's not just about one big moment that fixes everything. It's the small, steady steps that weave you back into each other's lives. You don't have to overhaul your routine or theirs. A text here, a question there, a shared laugh over a bowl of soup, it all adds up. And the payoff, you'll feel that closeness creep in, that sense of being loved and treasured every day. Experts who study family bonds say it's these consistent, small gestures that matter most. They signal care and keep the emotional ties strong, especially as we get older and life pulls everyone in different directions. Here's the thing, you deserve to feel that warmth, that connection, no matter your age. It's not about chasing them down or forcing anything. It's about opening the door and letting the love flow naturally. Start with one of these ideas this week. Send that quick message, ask that little question, or float the idea of a coffee date. See how it feels and watch how they respond. You might be surprised at how eager they are to lean in once you take that first step. And if you've got a story about how it goes, or maybe a trick you've already tried that works for you, drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you're making this work in your own life, and I bet others watching would too. If this video sparked something for you, give it a thumbs up. It really helps us reach more folks who might need a little nudge to feel closer to their families. And hey, hit that subscribe button while you're at it. We're always sharing simple, down-to-earth ideas to make life richer at this stage, and I'd love to have you along for more. Thanks for spending this time with me. Here's to building those bonds and feeling loved every single day. You've got this.